Unit 4, The Structure of Substances. National Exams. The idea that matter consists of discrete indivisible particles called atoms was introduced by Democritus. Modern chemistry began with Dalton's atomic theory, which states that all matter is composed of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms. According to the modern atomic theory, an atom consists of a very dense central nucleus containing protons and neutrons, with electrons moving around the nucleus at a relatively large distance from it. Protons are positively charged, neutrons have no charge, and electrons are negatively charged. A proton and a neutron have approximately the same mass, but the mass of an electron is negligible. The atomic number of an element is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom of the element. In an atom, the number of electrons equals the atomic number. This means an atom is electrically neutral. The mass number is the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. An atom is represented by the notation A on the top left, Z on the bottom left, X, in which X is the symbol of an element, Z is the atomic number, and A is the mass number. Isotopes are atoms of the same element with the same number of protons, but different numbers of neutrons. The atomic mass of an element is the average mass of its isotopes. Electrons occupy certain energy levels outside the nucleus of an atom. These energy levels are also known as atomic shells. Electronic configuration is the arrangement of electrons in atomic energy levels. Valence electrons are the electrons in the outer shell of an atom. The outer shell of an atom is known as the valence shell. An ion is an atom or groups of atoms that is positively or negatively charged. A molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound that can exist freely in nature. Molecules of elements consist of only one type of atom and exist as monoatomic, diatomic, or polyatomic. Neon, argon, helium, and krypton are examples of monoatomic molecules. Nitrogen, iodine, oxygen, and hydrogen are examples of diatomic molecules. Ozone, phosphorus, and sulfate are examples of polyatomic molecules. Molecules of compounds consist of two or more different types of atoms. Water, carbon dioxide, ammonium, and sulfate are examples of molecules of compounds. The mass number of an element is the number of protons, number of electrons, sum of the number of protons and electrons, sum of the number of neutrons and protons. Mass number equals proton number plus neutron number. Mass number equals atomic number plus neutron number. The answer is D, the sum of the number of neutrons and protons. Which of the following is true about the structure of the atom? Electrons are parts of the nucleus. Neutrons are positively charged components. Neutrons are the heaviest subatomic particles. Protons revolve around the nucleus. Protons and neutrons are found in the nucleus while electrons are found in the atomic shells. Neutrons are neutral and massive subatomic particles. The answer is C. Neutrons are the heaviest subatomic particle. The electron configuration of argon Z equals 18 is 2, 8, 8, 2, 16, 2, 8, 8, 2, 8. The first shell holds 2 electrons. The second shells hold 8 electrons. The remaining 8 electrons enter in the third shell, so the electron configuration of argon is 2, 8, 8. So the answer is A. Which of the following is true about the historical development of atomic theory? Aristotle supported the idea of the discrete nature of matter. Democritus believed that matter is continuous. Dalton proposed that atoms are divisible. Modern atomic theory states that all substances are made of atoms. Aristotle believed that matter is continuous. Democritus believed that matter is discrete. Dalton proposed that atoms are indivisible. According to modern atomic theory, all substances are made of atoms. The answer is D. Modern atomic theory states that all substances are made of atoms. In sodium ion, Na+, the number of electrons and protons are equal. Protons is greater than the number of electrons. Protons is less than the number of electrons. Electron is greater than the number of neutrons. For a neutral atom, the number of electrons is the number of protons. But for a positive ion, which is also called a cation, the number of protons is greater than the number of electrons. For a negative ion or anion, the number of protons is less than the number of electrons. Since sodium plus is a positive ion, the number of protons is greater than the number of electrons. The answer is B. The number of protons is greater than the number of electrons. What is the electron configuration of silicon? Silicon has 14 protons. 2, 8, 4, 2, and 12, 2, 12, and 2, 2, 8, 8, and 4. The first shell holds 2 electrons. The second shell holds 8 electrons. The remaining 4 electrons enter in the third shell. So the correct configuration of silicon is 2, 8, 4. The answer is A. The collective name given to protons and neutrons is nucleus, atom, molecule, nucleon. Protons and neutrons are collectively known as nucleons. The answer is D, nucleon. Which of the following represents 3 molecules of tetraatomic phosphorus? A, 4p3, B, 3p4, C, p12, or D, 4p? The formula of tetraatomic phosphorus is P4. 3 molecules of this molecule has the formula of 3p4. The answer is B. How many kinds of molecules are involved in the following equation? 2C2H6 plus 7O2 yields 4CO plus 6H2O. In the reaction, there are 4 kinds of molecules. They are C2H6, O2 or oxygen, CO2 or carbon dioxide, and H2O or water. The answer is 4. Which of the following is the shortcoming of Dalton's atomic theory? Atoms of the same element have the same mass. Matter consists of small particles called atoms. Atoms of one element are different from atoms of the other element in mass and other properties. Atoms combine in a fixed small whole number ratio to form compounds. The shortcomings of Dalton's atomic theory are: atoms are indivisible. Atoms of the same element have the same mass. Atoms cannot be created or destroyed. Atoms of the same element have the same mass. The answer is A. Which of the following is the lightest subatomic particle? Proton, ion, electron, or neutron? Electron has the smallest mass. This means it is the lightest subatomic particle. The answer is C, electron. How many electrons does aluminum 3+ have? 8, 10, 13, or 3? The atomic number of aluminum is 13. The valence number of aluminum 3+ is 3. For a positively charged atom, the number of electrons equals the atomic number minus the valence number. So the number of electrons is 13 minus 3 equals 10. The answer is 10. 3H2 contains 3 molecules of hydrogen, 3 atoms of hydrogen, 2 molecules of hydrogen, or 2 atoms of hydrogen. Quantitatively, 3H2 contains 3 molecules of hydrogen and 6 atoms of hydrogen. So the answer is A, 3 molecules of hydrogen. Which of the following is not true about modern atomic theory? An element is made of atoms. All atoms of the same element have the same number of neutrons. Atoms of different elements combine in small whole numbers to form compounds. Atoms of different elements are different because of the different number of protons. According to modern atomic theory, an atom is divisible. Atoms of the same element may have different neutron numbers. All elements are made up of atoms, and atoms of different elements are different. Atoms of different elements combine in small whole numbers to form compounds. The answer is B. All atoms of the same element have the same number of neutrons. What would the atomic number of an atom be with 6 valence electrons? A, 12, B, 6, C, 10, or D, 8? Valence electrons are electrons that are found in the outermost shell of an atom. Let's write the electron configuration for the elements. For A, 12 is 2, 8, 2. For B, 2 and 4. For C, 2 and 8. For D, 2 and 6. So the answer is D. 8 valence electrons. The atom, magnesium-24, contains 12 protons, 14 neutrons, and 12 electrons. 12 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. 12 protons, 12 neutrons, and 12 electrons. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. For magnesium-24, if it is neutral, Z equals P equals E equals 12. N equals A minus P equals 24 minus 12 equals 12. The answer is C, 12 protons, 12 neutrons, and 12 electrons. Which of the following is not a polyatomic molecule? Phosphorus, ozone, hydrogen, or sulfur? Diatomic molecules are formed when 2 atoms of the same element combine together. Hydrogen, oxygen, and chlorine. Polyatomic molecules are formed when 3 or more atoms of the same element are combined together. Phosphorus, ozone, and sulfur. So the answer is C, hydrogen. One of the following is not a polyatomic ion: ammonium, hydroxide, sulfate, and nitrate. Polyatomic ions are charged particles that contain more than one type of element. The examples are ammonium ion, hydroxide ion, nitrate ion, and sulfate ion. The answer is C, sulfate. Which of the following is not electrically neutral? The molecule, atom, proton, or neutron? Electrically neutral means having neither positive nor negative electrical charge. Protons have a positive charge. The answer is C, proton. Atoms of the same element with the same number of protons but different number of neutrons are called isobars, isotopes, polymers, or isomers. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that have the same atomic number, the same number of protons, different mass number, and different number of neutrons. The answer is B, isotopes. How many electrons does nitrogen minus 3 have? 5, 7, 13, or 10? The atomic number of nitrogen is 7. The valence number of N minus 3 is 3. For a negatively charged atom, The number of electrons is the atomic number plus the valence number. So the number of electrons is 7 plus 3 equals 10. The answer is D, 10. Which of the following is a triatomic molecule? Ozone, hydrogen, phosphorus, or sulfur? Triatomic molecules of an element are formed when 3 atoms of the same element are combined together. Ozone has 3 oxygens. Hydrogen has 2 hydrogens. Phosphorus has 4 phosphate. Sulfur has 8 sulfur. The answer is A, ozone. What is the maximum number of electrons in the N shell? 2, 32, 18, or 8? In the K shell, there are 2 maximum electrons. In the L shell, there are 8 maximum electrons. In the M shell, there are 18 maximum electrons. In the N shell, there are 32 maximum electrons. So the answer is B, 32. Which of the following is not true about modern atomic theory? Atoms are indivisible. Atoms are made of small particles called protons, electrons, and neutrons. All atoms of the same element have the same number of protons or electrons, but may have different numbers of neutrons. An element is composed of small particles called atoms. The main points of modern atomic theory are: an element is made up of small particles called atoms. An atom is divisible. It can be subdivided into electrons, protons, and neutrons. Atoms of the same element may not be identical in mass because of the existence of isotopes. Atoms of the same element have identical chemical properties. Atoms of different elements have different chemical properties. The answer is A. Atoms are indivisible. The number of neutrons present in the nucleus of a hydrogen atom is 1, 0, 2, and 4. In hydrogen, the number of neutrons is the atomic mass minus the atomic number. N equals A minus Z. So the number of neutrons in hydrogen are 1 minus 1 equals 0. The answer is B, 0. What is the atomic number of a neutron atom that has 15 electrons and 16 neutrons? 31, 16, 15, or 1? Electrons and 16 neutrons. In a neutral atom, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. The atomic number is the number of protons. So the atomic number is 15. The answer is C. The number of electrons present in potassium ion, or K+, is A, 1, 10, or 18. The atomic number of potassium is 19. The valence number of K+ is 1. For a positively charged atom, the number of electrons is the atomic number minus the valence number. So the number of electrons is 19 minus 1 equals 18. The answer is D, 18. If an atom has 17 protons, How many electrons are contained in its third energy level? 8, 2, 10, or 7? For a neutral atom that has 17 protons, that means it has 17 electrons. So the electron configuration of an atom with 17 electrons will be 2, 8, and 7. That means the third energy level, or the M shell, contains 7 electrons. The answer is D. Which one of the following is a monatomic molecule? Fluorine, hydrogen, neon, or chlorine? Molecules of elements are classified into monatomic, diatomic, and polyatomic. Neon, argon, helium, and krypton are monoatomic molecules. Nitrogen, iodine, oxygen, and hydrogen are diatomic molecules. Ozone, phosphate, and sulfur are polyatomic molecules. The answer is C, neon.